Ladies, welcome to this video. Welcome to this week, this Monday. We have about 1 week left for the mini stress challenge. And as you saw, this challenge required for you to really do some work. It couldn't be any other way when we're talking about stress and stress levels. It is not as simple as say stress less. There is things that needs to be done, and there is things to really take awareness on and everything. So let me know how this is going. First and foremost, let me know if you're watching live or if you're watching a replay. Both of them are good. Obviously, commenting will do us a lot of good because a lot more people are going to see this video inside a group. And I wanted to show you something mind-blowing today. I wanted to talk about what I decided to make this challenge, but also how does that relate to me. And one thing that we noticed, good timing inside the challenge, my own results, and it's gonna tie into a lot of context and concepts that we talked about in these few weeks. When it comes to stress, I decided to do this challenge, habitual challenge, for 3 different reasons. Number one, for you to understand and get awareness that stress likely is preventing you from achieving a lot of results if you're already over 40 and cannot lose weight. Second thing is to understand that you're going to need more than just one habit, right? And also, as you saw, whether it was in a chat or whether it was me, getting more, giving you exercises to do or give you awareness, I tried to follow up with you several times to ensure that you are actually doing the work, meaning like that not only you're doing the work, but you're reflecting upon your work. And number 3 is because most people feel that stress should be something bad, something that you're very aware that there is a stressor that's a chronic bad relationship, something with the work, something that you stress from you don't have time or whatever. And again, I did a lot of things a couple of weeks, right? I did one of the biggest thing, which I was asking you, if you haven't, go back and watch my time video, and just comment down below time video, and I'm gonna tag you in that video if you haven't seen it. But that allowed you to really plan your schedule and everything. But going back, a lot of people don't know they're stressed, but yet your body perceives it as a stress. Like sometimes with your kids or with your pets, you might be very stressed. You might feel like they're doing very good stuff for you, but like that, indeed, even if it's fun, like you kind of like your body perceives as a stress. When you work out, when you diet, you're stressed. Even if you feel like you're getting results, it's still a stressor. And for the longest time, we will never know how to measure that. But I say to people, somebody tells me I cannot lose weight no matter what I do, and I do all the right things. And I said, initially, coaches were thinking, these people are just lying. They're just telling us this, but then they're doing something else. Some of them, they were actually doing it. And we said, I know it's the stress, but I don't know how to measure that. For the longest time, we really couldn't. And now, as you might have seen, if you've been here a while, we come up with a, HRV, heart rate variability test stress, which of course, there is a few things that you will need. One thing is this app over here inside the phone. You need an iPhone, by the way, and you need to kind of like wanting to cooperate with me. Even if you're a client or not a client, it doesn't matter. If you take that test, I can actually decode it for you, and I can show you what we're gonna see here. Another thing that you would gonna need is a H10 polar, and basically what that does is giving you the ability to see few things, to see actually something that happens, right? Now, I think I made a video about this in the past, but let me just, for the sake of the fact that we're here now, let me just pull up this thing here, and I'm going to show you exactly what that means. When you do this test, and this is why I wanted to create all these habits, because if you did these habits and you improving upon your habits on meditation, on breathing, particularly into sleeping more, into resting more, you're already framing yourself to actually stress or distress. Now, the one thing that I wanted to show you is that when you get the results of this, and this is basically what this stress look like, you'll see here that the blue one on top of it is a it's a relationship between your parasympathetic and sympathetic system. That means like your stress, which is the orange, and the distress or the relaxation, which is the blue. On the bottom here, you see what is the circle, that there is a blue wave. The blue wave allows you to effectively to burn fat. In this person over here, there is no blue wave. So as you can see, is because of the stress. She is way more, the stress level is on the two times more than normal, right? And that, of course, prevents her in a chronic way to be on a position to lose weight, to lose fat, specifically when she sleeps, which is the time that you lose more fat, efficiently. Somebody that has a distinct reverse cortisol curve, which I'm assuming that I have because of my long prevalence on another country on the other side of the world for 10 to 15 years, got me to really almost like mess up my circadian rhythm in a way like I'm much more awake at night than I would be on the morning. And this is kind of like it's funny because this is what I specifically said on the mindset call. I took this test about 50 times. And if I would have watched the first 5 and said, oh, I have this thing, I'm not going to take it again, I'm not going to optimize, you never get to the end really, because you say, oh, what the hell are you going to do? Nothing really. It's just like the way it is, right? Now, what I'm showing you now is the pattern that happens to me, usually on the last, let's say, 50 of those, or better say, 50 of the times, right? So when you look at my results, this is basically what you would find. And this was for the longest time. And obviously, there was a chronic stress level that is always high. And you can see it here. There is very little production. You need to take this test at night, by the way, or when you're about to go to sleep or a little bit before. And as you can see, there is little blue wave. That's make a lot easier for me a lot harder for me to lose weight. Now, that doesn't mean I cannot lose weight, but it's essentially a lot harder because the sleep is poor, the energy is low, your body is always on this high cortisol kind of situation, and it's a lot more harder because then you also have a lot of water retention. What happened interestingly in this week, and also I'm assuming, and this is why now I'm going back and testing even more, I'm assuming because I changed slightly my frequency of my intense workout when it comes to strength, and I favor that across a little bit more towards performance and cardio. In my case, I took 8 days off that I was traveling in 2 pieces out of 15. That allows me a little bit to relax. And funnily enough, because I haven't changed much about my nutrition, crazily enough, that was my results now. As you see, the second one, okay, no, not this one. Let me just show the second one. Yeah, the second one, shows that as you can see here, there is the blue wave are improving. As you can see here, there is prevalence now, right? And it's crazy because somebody says, oh yeah, but it's still like a 70-year-old woman or something. Yeah, that's true. But that showed me that when my stress level is low, because on the other slide, I could see my stress level being slow and the parasympathetic more prevalent, showed me that right away my blue wave jumped up. That means that I made a video in the past, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and I said, maybe I do need some hormone replace therapy, like progesterone or something like to relax. That's why my endocrinologist said, in fact, I just took a bunch of testing and he said, your testosterone is fine, your GH is fine, like you might need something to lower the estrogen a little bit. And he would have prescribed me that. And I didn't want to take it. And I said, let me just see if I can actually see what happens once that I lower my stress, because I know that there is a stress factor. And not that my stress is gone, but it's definitely, when I took this test, I felt really light that day. I felt like, when sometimes you feel like inside there is almost like a monster inside, like you feel like, oh, it's about chaos is everywhere. I felt really light that day. And when I took it, you see right away an improvement. Therefore, like if I was able to chronically lower my stress level, I would see that. Crazy part is that on the scale, I got to 89.2, which was something that I haven't reached for a while. And I was always like, maybe 2 months ago, I was about 95. And I was always ranging about 91 and 90, depending on whatever the case was. Then I lost this weight as well. So I improved my body composition. I stress the fact improve my body composition, not just losing weight, but it's essentially easier to see the scale go down when your stress is under control. Why am I showing you this today? First and foremost, to make you understand that it's not enough to do something once. So you need to you need to identify the problem. Number two, I'm showing you this because this is basically what coaching is all about. This is basically what we do. And now is an example of stress, but it could also be an example of doing or optimizing on your nutrition, changing your exercise frequency, your exercise timing when you work out in the evening or in the morning, your ability to understand that you're losing weight versus losing fat. And all this shit cannot be done in just a month. And all this stuff cannot be done just like, tell me what to do and I'll do it by myself. Like you need optimization, whether it's on an app, like I'm going to show you later this week what we basically have the option to do now, which has never been done before. Back in a couple of months ago alone, to work together, we would ask, a very high level commitment. Now, if you're a person that can be accountable, you're not a ball buster, to be honest, because like we just need people that actually can take action by themselves. Then we're able to get you to even to be in a position that you can in fact work on your own a little bit, just with some support. And I'll show you later down this week. But I wanted to show you this because it makes you understand the importance of really getting clear about the things that you don't want to do. Like, that you need to lower the stress, but to lower the stress, sometimes you don't need to work out. You need to walk less, or you need to walk more in certain cases. Usually it's the opposite. If you walk too much and you can lose weight, chances are it's too stressful. You need to lower it. If you're a sedentary person, chances are you need to walk a little bit more. And if you don't have time to do that, then you need to do multiple times in a day, or find activity like you gardening, for example, you cutting your morning lawn, whatever. Like you do something in between. You taking your dogs together. You do a whatever, right? You just need to like do stuff sometimes that you don't like, or change workouts that you don't like you like to play tennis. Tennis is stressing you, for instance. You just need to do something else, maybe strength training. In my case, I was only doing strength training, and I needed to do a little bit more activity like cardio or stair walking or whatever. It is possible, and it's quite worth to actually investigate into what it is. But what I wanted to show you here, and what I want you to do at this point, since that number one, I want you to comment and tell me what is it that you're learning from this challenge? Meaning, like, I just made a post yesterday. What are the habits that you're going to keep up on this challenge? What is the one that is not for you? Did breathing working for you? Is meditating working more for you? What did it work? And what have you learned, especially on the tracking exercise? Meaning, like, what are you learning from tracking your food? Please do comment on that. Because it wasn't just about tracking, it was more so about, in fact, doing everything else than just tracking, like understanding behaviors. Why do you stress eating? What makes you stress? Understanding the awareness, what didn't you put inside your meals that you should have, or what could have used better than another meal, because I was trying to get back and everything on that as well. It's quite important to really reflect and report based on what you're learning, because that allows you to learn about yourself and allows the coach to help you on your journey. Because again, it's about doing things multiple times. Now, if you want to take this stress test, because it only makes sense if you actually want to do the challenge correctly, that now if you have the ability, you test stress yourself. Comment stress test. I'm going to tag you in the video telling you exactly how to take the stress. There is a few requirements. Number one is one of these, right? And number two is an iPhone with the app. If you were to going forward from now, not the one, unfortunately, this is something that we start doing now. If you are an active client and if you are in a top level program at the moment, what happens with us is that we do provide that thing over here, right? And obviously we don't provide the iPhone for you, but we basically tell you exactly how to take the test, and we give you also the report, what happens, and especially what to do after that. But it's quite important that even if we're not currently working together, you take this test and you understand what happens. Now, when you take the test, you're not going to see all this wave. You need to send the data to me. Like in the video, tells you, email to me, telling me for the stress test. I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to give you a full report on a Loom video. I'm going to just make a video kind of just like this, not in front of everybody, privately for you. And I'll tell you basically what the physiology looks like. And then if you're interested to know more about it, we need to figure out what is the stress, where is the stressing coming from? Meaning, like, I might tell you now your stress is towards too much stress, and obviously your metabolism is imbalanced. But we do need to have some sort of a chat to say, okay, to know if you know where the stress is coming from. Again, most people would know. They would know, okay, I'm in a relationship I shouldn't be. My job is killing me, whatever, like you would know. But if you don't know, it's even more important, because we need to figure out, it might be that you're doing too much cardio. It might be that you're doing too little. It might be working out too much. It might be you've been chronically dieting for years, which is the problem as well. Most people don't feel that way. So therefore, it's like, I hope this makes sense. And if you're interested in making this video, making this test, just comment stress test. And, it's part of the challenge. You don't need to make it, you don't need to take it, but it would be honestly, it would just make sense, because that can help you and us a lot to know whether or not indeed you're in chronic stress position or you're not. It happened in the past that some people are super stressed. I have this stress, this stress, this stress. And then they take that HRV test and they have the blue wave. So even if you feel stress, your stress is not impacting your results, which is important. Again, awareness is everything. If we know what your body is behaving like, it's easier to be able to tell you. And again, even if you're not an active client, if you take that, I'll tell you, okay, you should do this and this and this, and then you can go and implement it on your own, or we can have a conversation and possibly know more about helping you out. Coach Jerry here. I hope this is useful, and I thought I'll share this because it's mind-blowing to me. I always wanted to make this video, but in all honesty, until that I saw this thing improving on myself, I was in the rabbit hole just like a lot of you, meaning like sometimes you all forget. It's like, as coaches, we also have the same issues. We also have things which is really hard to share and talk about. But I'm like, somehow I must have done something really positive towards this stress, changing a few things. And so it gives you a lot of hope, even if you have something very impactful like a cortisol reverse curve, which is very hard to actually convert. You can actually do it. And again, it does take a little bit more work than in general, but it's definitely something you can do. Coach Jerry here. Talk to you soon. And if you need anything from me, as always, reach out personally. Bye-bye.